I know it's a little different in baseball. I think it's, and you'll see where I'm going. In football, I think it's certainly more obvious. In baseball, not always easy to identify what a team's identity is. And, I have profound respect for what you've done, both as a player and as a skipper, but I'm not sure what the Angels' identity is right now. What is it in your eyes, or what do you hope it becomes?
Well, I think there's something that's been in kind of our it's kind of our theme for the last 17 years is to play aggressive baseball and to run the bases aggressively and understand the things that are going to help you win a game. Think about making plays. Don't worry about making mistakes. So we're carrying that forward. But what I'm really excited about this team is I think this team is built more in the image of a team that can play that team baseball. Certainly in the offensive end, we're more contact hitters. We've got a little more speed. And I think from the offensive end, where we really struggled last year with a lot of things that were just became an anchor for us, I think we're gonna resolve a lot of those issues and play an exciting type of offensive baseball that'll pressure other teams. So I'm excited about that. So whatever our theme is, or whatever we want, or whatever motto we have, probably isn't as important as us seeing the tangible things we can do on the offensive side, which maybe we haven't been able to do in the last couple of years.
I got you. Talking to Mike Scioscia, Angels skipper, 85 wins a year ago, missed the wild card by a game. We'll get to your new defensive gem at shortstop in a minute. That guy is kind of like Ozzy. I mean, he is absolutely phenomenal with the leather. But I want to take you back, Mike, what you talk, doing damage on the bases. And when you were a player, the mashers of your era, for the most part, station to station, guys who couldn't really run. It's become much more athletic now in the 2000s. And it seems like a lot of guys with pop could also run, but you want to make sure they don't get hurt, sliding into second, stealing a base, jamming a finger, breaking a wrist. That brings us to Mike Trout. Mike said he's going to look to run a little bit more. What's a number? Do you have an ideal number where you don't run him, into the ground, but you still take advantage of his wheels?
Well, there's no doubt. I'm a firm believer. You have to play the game. You got to play baseball. And if you have the talent to do something, you want to apply it and try to help your team win a game. And you're never thinking about injuries. You're thinking about making plays. And I think if you do get tentative and you start to put a governor on yourself, that's when you take away your athleticism. So these guys are tremendous athletes. When you're talking about Mike Trout, you're talking about a guy that can beat you in so many ways. He's one of the fastest guys in the league. He has the power. And on the base paths, if a base is there that he has the opportunity to steal, that's going to put us in a better position in that game and better standing, we're going to take advantage of it. So I believe you have to play the game. I don't think there's a time when you don't need just to put up stats and get mindless stolen bases, but you have to play baseball. And the fact that he can run, that'll be as important to us in winning some games as he's going to do in the batter's box.
Yeah, another part of your run production is Albert Pujols, and he had a 40 home run season last year, just shy of 100 RBIs, and so he's still got it. Just turned 36. But when do you start easing him out of the everyday first baseman's role and put him solely at DH?
Well, Albert is. We need him in the batter's box for sure. We're a better team when he plays first base, no doubt. But we don't want to compromise the fact of what we need him to do in the batter's box. So we're gonna tread, just err on the side of caution. When he's ready to play first base, he will play first base. If it means that he's DHing more this year, so be it. But I think Albert's a great example. You talk about Mike Trout, and his speed is obvious. Albert, who obviously is not running in Mike Trout's category, does so many little things and isn't worried about getting hurt. He went 13 for 13 and going first to third last year. He stole some big bases for us when people wouldn't even think that he was going to run. He plays the game of baseball, and that's why he's so much fun to be around.
All right, let's get to the middle of the infield here, Skip. One of the few off-season upgrades or additions, Mr. Simmons. Now, I remember growing up, and it's a little bit before my time, but I remember that Belanger could really pick it. I remember hearing that from my dad, Belanger, for those great Orioles teams. Obviously, more my generation, Ozzie, Vizquel. I mean, this kid he's a magician, man. He's really worth the price of admission just to watch him do his thing in batting practice in terms of catching the baseball. He's a special weapon. What have you seen so far? And also, do you think he could hit a little bit this year? That's the big question with Simmons.
Well, Anderton is just a premium defensive player. There are very few guys that are going to do what he does at shortstop, and we're happy to have him on the offensive end. There's no doubt he's going to contribute. He's a guy that puts the ball in play. He showed a little bit of pop early in his career. He does have the ability to drive the ball. But Anderson Simmons on the defensive side is going to be a difference maker. And we're excited to see what he brings at shortstop.